Previously on Roots, we picked up this crash-damaged Clio. After stripping it to bits, it's time to start reshelling it into our clean shell.
Welcome back to Roots Garage.
And there's been a slight delay in this video, and that's because we are changing things.
Yeah, we're changing the format a little bit. There is a lot of work going on behind the scenes if you've watched our live. We're mixing things up. So we've realised that there is a lot to do, but there's not a very lot to film.
There's a lot more work in this than we thought.
Yeah, there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes before it actually makes video.
So basically what we're saying is, would you rather watch a video every week that's 10 minutes long that doesn't have a lot in it?
Yeah, be taking the engine out or we take coilovers off.
Would you rather get a video every few weeks?
But you see a lot of progress.
And it's also a lot longer. Unfortunately, due to other commitments outside of this, it does make it hard to pump out the videos.
Yeah, we went to a concert.
Yeah, we went to Blink-182.
Yeah, it was good, but it also fell on a Friday night. So
I'm wearing the t-shirt.
Maybe you're also wearing a hoodie from Caffeine Machine.
I know.
So yeah, things are happening. They're not getting forgotten about. The videos are still going ahead. Don't worry that.
Just bear with us.
But it's quite nice to get a message saying, "Where's your video?" Well,
Yeah,
it's nice.
I know, it is
feeling.
nice. Anyway, let's stop waffling and just go on with it.
I like waffling.
First of all, we had to clean all the parts from the silver car. Everything was covered in CV grease. And then I wanted to take the gearbox off.
What we have here is a JC5 130 gearbox, which is the later incarnation of the JC5 box. And what you have here is the bolt and diff plate. On the earlier 172s, this plate wasn't here with the bolts. There was just a big circlip holding the diff in place. And the circlip at high RPMs just to jump out. And then when it jumped out, the diff would then come loose and it would just grenade itself inside the gearbox. So Renault learned from their mistakes. And on the later 130 boxes, which this is, it has a bolt-in plate instead, which is great news. Because I was under the assumption we would have had the older style gearbox and we've had to have bought the Renfort plate or got a plate made ourselves and basically emulate that plate that's bolted into the diff.
Does that mean potentially this had a gearbox at some point?
It's either had a later gearbox fitted or when they've had the gearbox apart they've put this diff in. Or maybe the car came with this gearbox.
Meanwhile, I got busy trying to get the car ready for the engine. This meant getting the front bumper off, front core support. We're even dropping the front suspension as we have new coilovers to put in. And finally, the subframe.
And it's white. Ish. There we go. Get easy that gearbox was in back here.
Stuart put the gearbox back on the engine and very, very carefully got all of the remaining CV grease cleaned off.
So what we have here, guys, is the subframe and control arms out of the silver Clio and the subframe control arms out of the black Clio.
One's considerably nicer than the other.
Yeah, somebody's actually painted this with Hammerite. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than this one. But the control arms on this are much, much nicer. They're pretty new ones. The only problem is the ball joint boot is split in this one. At some point, somebody's burst it. So we're going to switch out that ball joint for one of the ball joints on them. Although the control arms on there look fairly old, the ball joints don't look that bad. So we'll just switch one of them out onto this, and then the subframe's good to go back in the car. So all you need is a 17mm. One. It'd be nice if your partner in crime helped, but you know, it's fine. I will struggle. It's fine. There we go. And ball joint out. Now folks, I know I just said 10 seconds ago it was a 17mm. On this subframe it's 18mm. I love French cars.
Reynolds, man.
Yeah, it's just French.
So it turns out both ball joints are different.
Slightly different design. Different diameter as well. Strange. Very weird. The only problem is we've got a wee bit of play in that. And you forget that. I know, but if it's slightly out, then it does put the geometry out a wee bit. So it turns out you cannot use this ball joint on this arm. The hole diameters are different, which it physically does line up, but you would never have it perfectly mounted up because of the play. And I really don't fancy having, see them sitting at different geometries. So we're going to change it out for that arm there. It's a bit more weathered looking, but it's still a good arm. It's not bent, it's not cracked, it's not buckled. So we'll switch it out, we can use that ball joint on that arm.
Now that the car was mostly ready, we had to get the engine ready. I was changing the sump gaskets and Ray was repairing the intake manifold that he ruined.
So the other week when we were cleaning the engine, I got a bit overzealous with the cleaner, and you see what it's done to the...
Which is, I'm guessing that's solvent based.
Must be because it just comes off. So I'm going to redo this, mate.
Okay, what colour is that?
Black.
Nice.
Black. For a black car.
Black.
Look at that.
Yes. That's not even prepped well.
No. We'll prep it better.
You.
I'll prep
I'm not
it
doing
better.
that.
Okay, you have fun doing that.
You're funding that.
Managed to get all of this off with just the pressure washer and that cleaner, so I'm going to spend a little time rubbing it down now, and then we'll get some primer and paint on it. Stuart, what are you up to, mate?
I've just took the sump off the car because I'm going to do a new sump gasket.
Nice.
So this one had a tiny wee weep from sump gasket. It's a fairly common fault on these, so we'll just change it up and then no more leaks.
Preventative measures, Stuart.
Exactly, preventative measures.
Okay, it's been a little while, but the first coat of primer is on the intake manifold. And it's looking all right. Stuart, how are you getting on, mate?
Great.
That's a lie.
Nah, so on the bottom of the sump on these, there is a gap into the bell housing. I'm guessing it's a wee vent for it, for any dust and stuff to come out, and the bolts fall through that into the bell housing. So I've got to keep taking the sump back off and putting it back on again, and off and on and off and on.
Reynolds. Reynolds, bro.
It's normally we get to the last bolt it falls in. So there's 4 of them, and I get 3 in the jammers, and then the last one falls in. So all 21 bolts back out again, and that's fine. I'll get it this time.
Next up on the list was new spark plugs. Now, after Stuart fitted a couple himself, he decided to give me a shot at the torque wrench. Have to admit, this was kind of scary.
Very talk it down to 25 newton meters. See how scary that is. Come on. There you go.
Right, okay, it just keeps going.
Now that we're back to the car, we were planning on using the electrics from the silver car, which meant we had to swap the ECUs.
Now on these Renault Clios, they're in a cage and we physically need to burst it open to get to the ECU. So with a little bit of grinding, a little bit of hammering, Stuart eventually managed to get into the ECU so that we could swap it.
So on the gearbox mounts on the Clio, there's captive nuts welded inside the chassis leg. On our car though, one of these captive nuts has came away. I don't know when that has, but what we've got here is a riv nut. What we're going to do is insert that into the chassis leg. We've got the special tool which flares it and it locks it in place, and then that will just replace that captive nut with a riv nut. There's no way of getting into these. These chassis legs are sealed, so without a riv nut, there's pretty much not much you can do here. It's going to save us. Yeah, going to save us.
And with that, after about, what's that been, Stuart, about a month?
Yes.
We are preparing to put the engine in, mate.
Yeah. This car's not had an engine for about 9 years.
No, Jesus.
So this will be a monumental occasion.
And monumental It was. We started by hanging the engine in position. Then connected the first engine mount. Followed by the gearbox mount. Finally, the subframe and torque mount underneath.
Stuart, I need to ask you, mate.
Yep.
Are you no sick of looking at Clio subframes yet?
Yep.
Now that the engine was securely mounted in the engine bay, it was time for Stuart's favourite job: wiring.
What do we need to do to fire this thing?
So we've changed the ECU from the silver car onto the black car. So what we need to do now is change the clocks and the key transponder, so that the actual car will recognise the ECU and fire.
And then we can try and start it.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
that?
I'm excited.
Tonight it'll be running.
I'm
It'll
excited.
be very loud because there's no exhaust on it.
That's
at all,
fine.
But it'll run.
So to get the clocks, you have to remove the top half of the dashboard. Once that's out, you can remove the 2 screws and the plugs.
Okay, Stuart.
Ready?
Yep. Things are spinning. It cranks.
That's going to start.
Right, let's do what we need to do.
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness! We're going to start it for about 10 seconds.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Right. Wait a minute, I'll get the earphone. And I'll get the battery pack. Battery pack on.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Nothing. The battery pack dead.
No, it's green. Oh no, wait. It's now red.
I don't know if I hear fuel priming. So we found another problem with the car. There's no fuel at all.
Yeah.
Tank bone dry.
Stuart, cars need fuel to run, mate.
I know. Who would have
the
thought? Buy a Tesla, don't need fuel. You get that gas in you.
I spelt it. So, although we can hear it priming, it looks like fuel pump is dead. Right, Stuart?
Yeah, it's definitely not putting fuel through the lines. I've unplugged the line from the top of the pump and nothing's coming out it. So we'll quickly chap this off, have a look at the pump. Worst case, we'll swap it with that pump.
Because we know that one works.
Yeah, that definitely works, and we'll see what we've got. So let's get it chapped off. It's quite rusty.
Yeah.
By quite, I mean a lot.
Yeah. To the silver Clio?
Silver Clio.
Okie dokie. Okay, new fuel pump going in. New to us fuel pump.
Yeah. If I could steal a quote from somebody, brand new second hand.
Brand new second hand, that's it.
Take 300.
Covering
We're not going
Stuart,
to crank it, we're just going to turn it on to the fuel pump rings.
covering Stuart and fuel in 3, 2, 1. Are you kidding on?
Can you hear it? Oh!
Yeah. Oh, we have fuel.
Yep. Crank it.
That was me again.
Yep.
Going again.
Yep. Oh.
Keep going.
Yep.
Oh. Oh. I'm going again.
Yep.
Come on. Well, just keep it down.
Yep. Had no doubts.
It runs.
Right. I want to see how easy it starts this time. Just go crank it. As soon as it starts, though, turn it off. Keep with the revs.
Just like that.
Yep, just like that.
Just like that.
Bear in mind, we have no exhaust on it. We have no induction, like with no intake system. We have nothing. It runs.
And on that note,
I'm going home.
subscribe
Like,
and watch out for the next video.
and don't buy French.